Myself. Hello, beautiful people. We are live. We are back at it again on a lovely Tuesday night. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We're the channel that covers anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We're back at it on I almost want to say feel good Tuesday, but that doesn't feel right. We're covering NXT tonight. We've got stacked cards. We got stacked matches. We got the 411 on 411 for NXT. So let's go. NXT starts right now. Boom, and like I said, folks, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network, back at it again. And see, now I can actually do this right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White, and I am, I guess, the big bad booty daddy, Big Nick. Holla.
He stole another gimmick, folks.
All right, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. We're kicking off some NXT. We're back on a Tuesday night. This is what we do. We're happy to be here. Remind everybody we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. And like this gentleman did say, that is Big Nick. I am KJ. And I'm looking forward to this. And then we got a whole bunch of other things to get into. I mean, Dynamite's coming up tomorrow. An interesting card. More matches being announced. Lots of wrestling, Nick. Lots of wrestling. We're here
the
for
wrestling world does not stop. I mean, like you were saying earlier, I think somebody pointed out to us last night, we talked about Vince McMahon for about an hour and a half. So there's plenty of things to go to talk about in the professional wrestling world. But even tonight, we've got fatal four-way for the number one contendership for Carmelo Hayes' title, which only two participants in the game.
Right? Yeah.
Right. We've got a women's tag team match. We've got Ilya versus Von Wagner, and if Von Wagner loses, Robert Stone's, I guess, jobless. He's part of the hiring freeze or the releases.
Yeah, he's part of the cuts, budget cut, bud.
Yeah.
No, I think he just goes and finds himself another heel and then shows up and causes the same bullshit.
But so, do you want to give an inside guess or anything like that on who you think the other two participants are going to be in the Fatal Four-Way? I know you quit NXT, so again, this might be a
little trickier,
right?
It'll be interesting because I mean we haven't seen Cameron Grimes in a minute.
Yeah, well, I thought he was supposed to be going up to the main roster, but then again, so was like Zoe Stark, so was this, that, and the third.
Right. So right now we have Braun in there, right?
Right now, the only two in there are Dragon Lee and JD McDonough. We're getting a replay of Braun's heel turn from last week. So I think Braun.
Well, I imagine we'll get Braun in there, and this could lead to a rematch for Braun. I think generally you get that solidifying championship win. But we're opening the night here with Mello, Mr. Nick.
Yes, him Jones, him Duncan, out here in his Himberlands, Himiny Cricket, Himmy Turner. He's $1 million. He is the top blue chip prospect, I feel, out of NXT.
Absolutely, Nick. It's hard to argue. He had a wicked year. He won that breakout tournament. He kept going. And yeah, I mean, dude, he's on a different level as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we've talked about how he could have made that jump to the main roster, or at least I feel that way, without even having won the NXT championship. But now he's, I think, the first ever to hold all three NXT singles championships. He held the World Heavyweight, the North American, and the Cruiserweight.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right on. And he'll be the last one to do that because they buried that belt worse than they buried the 24/7 title.
Absolutely. But Dale, what up? Excalibur, what up? Jack, what up? Damien, Ronnie, Richard, everybody's filing in the regulars.
Ricky, Sarah, Sammy,
Shimmy, Swami. That's normally what you do, right?
Swimmy, Swami, Swanson, Samson.
Yeah.
Samson.
I've got Carmelo cutting a promo right now, and Trick's honestly been a breakout star with Carmelo too.
Absolutely. And Trick's not a small guy. Like, he's a big dude. He's jacked. Like, I was really impressed after taking a few weeks away from NXT. When I came back, I really was impressed with Trick right out of the gate.
Oh yeah, he's very much elevated himself and he's managed to get over even, I'm afraid to climb ladders, etc.
Right.
I heard Eva Marie is talking about a WWE return, talk about a Vince McMahon move. Oh, dear Lord.
I heard this too. She's done this before, and it never led to anything. So
didn't she return at one point and absolutely did nothing? Yeah, that's how we got Dewdrop.
Yeah, we had. Oh shit!
That's when the vitamins are hitting good, folks.
I almost got away with it. You see me pause there for a second.
Oh yeah,
that's how we got Dewey, Nick. And yeah,
I don't gotta call her Dewey.
I don't know. Just seems fitting. But
no, Hyper Niven, damn it.
I have no desire to see Eva Marie come back. I don't think anyone else does. I can't imagine it being a thing because I think they're aware that some people have it, some people don't. And that lady's a little too transparent to get herself over in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Does she even at this point classify as a professional wrestler?
No, I don't really think she ever did. She was just a pretty face. That's all they want. Dragon Lee.
I feel like this is a matchup that's going to happen at some point.
Either way.
I feel like if Dragon Lee goes against Carmelo right now, like who loses in that match?
Right.
Because they both need a win. They both need a big win or a couple big wins.
Dude, I think this match has that. I mean, we all praised Ricochet Carmelo. Dragon Lee Carmelo will be in the same vein. So hold on tight.
Absolutely. That'll be that and maybe then some. But this is his first promo, actually, I believe, on NXT as well.
Yes. Sounds about right.
Well, he's only been on, I think, about 2 weeks. Dale's got some news for you while we've got Dragon Lee out here confronting Carmelo right now. Big news for Impact Wrestling. Steve Maclin versus Kushida for the Impact World Championship this Sunday at 8 p.m.
Yes. It's a big news. No, that's been announced. Once Josh Alexander stepped out, it was going to become Kushida, Steve Maclin. They were going to step in. And you know what? They made me believe on Impact. I'll give Impact credit going into Rebellion in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And Wrestling for Life's very own Luna Havoc will be in the front row, but they got me believing that Kushida can win this. And it was really interesting because it felt like a Maclin slam dunk. Now it doesn't. And so kudos to them.
I froze right there. I apologize.
I thought you were just very intently listening.
I'm deep in thought right there. That's what that was.
Really into what I'm saying here.
I'm just digging. I was on the cusp of everything you were saying, waiting with bated breath about the news of Impact Wrestling. Because I don't watch it. You and Luna are here every Thursday for Ring of Honor and Impact. That's, when I get to take my little night off.
So, Luna will be front row for this pay-per-view. PCO is going up against Eddie Edwards. Nick just got scooped up by PCO, apparently. His shit said, "We've had enough of you today." Let me just get that bar off my face. Here comes JD McDonough, by the way, if you're following along at home. Boom. I'm sure Buddy Big Nick will be back any second, folks. But thank you for tuning in. And yes, we will be here for that. Dale, it's going to be a good one. I can't wait for it. Impact does good pay-per-views. I know people foo-foo their week-to-week show, and sometimes it is a bit much. However, the pay-per-views tend to bang out, and I think this one's going to be extremely good. JD McDonough should beat Carmelo Hayes, so that way Dragunov cannot screw him. They got a lot of talent building up in NXT right now, guys. Somebody said this kind of feels like, and I said that the last Stand and Deliver felt like the first takeover in a long time. And remember, I'm the guy that quit NXT. I walked. I had enough of this. I can't do it. I don't want to be a part of it. And when I came back for Stand and Deliver in the subsequent couple weeks, man, it's been good. It's been really good. And you look in the ring right now, you got Dragon Lee, Trick, Carmelo, JD. That's not mentioning Braun. Their women's division is starting to stack up. I mean, who would have thunk that Indy would be the champion? But kudos to her. But yeah, it's starting to be like a nice dog, Dog pile of talent. Ilya Dragunov. Von Wagner's coming into his own. Woo, lots going on. I like it. I like it. Can't wait for that. Dale. Yeah, it'll be a banger. I don't know. They got me thinking Kushida could steal this. Uh-oh. We might have the third entrant into the number one contenders match. The big Wally, Grayson Waller. And somewhere out there, Nick said pause. And fuck my internet. Also, can buy it on YouTube in US, Canada, and Mexico. There you go. I recommend. I mean, we watch the Thursday Impacts on YouTube. Very cheap monthly fee to be a member, but you get it 15 minutes later than Access, but you get it commercial free, so it kind of ends at the same time. So I highly recommend it. PCO versus Brian Kendrick just got announced for July 1 Battleground Championship Wrestling for the BC. I hope PCO wins this because I know Brian Kendrick was a bit of a shock for a few reasons. I mean, I think there was better talent, but obviously Kendrick's probably going to be more available to BCW. That will be an interesting match. We'll see what the rest of the card looks like, Damien, and what the calendar looks like. We might be there for that as well. What if the fourth person in the Fatal 4-Way is Trick? So Waller has been entered in the number one contender match. Waller's interesting. Carmelo's uber babyface. Waller's uber heel. It could work. Good work, folks. Yeah, okay, Jack's liking it. I like Waller. I like what he's doing. Think the kid's got a bright future. I really do, Jack. So I got Bar Rescue. Oh, my God. The hands on the hips, the over gestures. Just, can't you just say they can't fucking act for shit? I think it's Bar Rescue why I quit doing NXT shows. So Brooks is mad at Dunn. Bar Rescue's mad at each other. They're arguing. One wants to cheat. One doesn't want to cheat. Oh, shit. But the acting, like, come on. The acting is horrible. Just skip it. Skip it. Do pre-tapes. Do backstage pre-tapes. Do something. But don't. These skits are fucking awful. Awful. I saw Braun Breaker be the fourth member of the Fatal 4-Way. I thought that as well. And then if he's involved, I kind of assumed there's a really good chance that he wins and goes back after Carmelo. But I think Carmelo still beats him. He just beats him as a babyface, and that's the end of Braun Breaker in NXT. That's what I think. I think Braun Breaker is going to be a high draft pick. You heard it here first, folks.
Oh.
Boop. Boom. Hi.
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 Sorry, my internet heel turned on me completely.
Right, completely. Just dropped out. Got
Right.
a circle of death over here.
Yeah, I literally had a conniption here. But what did I miss?
Bar Rescue got in an argument. It was fucking horrendous. Brooks is mad at Dunn and he didn't show up. And Waller is now the third contender in the match.
Okay.
He came out and interjected himself. Oh, heel turn. Oh, I wonder how long you can hold that note.
Yeah. Technology, frustrating at its finest moments.
Yeah, man, it happens. This is what happens when you're live every day, all the damn time. But how do you feel about Waller joining the Fatal 4-Way here?
I think it's going to be that elevates that match to another level. Like you already knew it was going to be a good match, and now it's like literally every top guy that they could have in the brand, I guess.
Right.
All in there. I'm waiting for Braun to get at it. That's going to probably be the last move.
Right.
But then does Dragon Lee then have to win because he's the only baby face in that match?
But Carmelo's like real baby face now, right? So
a little bit, yeah. It was the double turn.
right? It was definitely a double turn. Well, and I mean, I think the fans, he got over with the fans. They started cheering, so fuck it. And yeah, you got a bit of a double turn there last week.
Well,
So I
that's not
think,
ooh.
sorry, I think I threw that out there. And Richard, great minds think alike. I mean, that would be interesting. I do think a couple people mentioned Braun Breaker. That seems likely.
Yeah, Trick would be an interesting shout if he's got the inside man, and that's maybe how you start to sow dissension amongst
Right.
them. But yeah, Jack, Braun was not on Raw last night. No. Jordan, what up? Yeah, so what I was trying to say before technology failed me as per usual. So no Nost Malone tonight.
Nost is Nost where to be found.
Nost is a ghost, is what it is.
Nost is a ghost. Yeah. He doesn't want to talk to any of you right now. Listen, man, they got to come up with a way like to avoid those skits. Every week, Bar Rescue gets a skit, and it's fucking bad. It's like an anti-drug commercial.
Well, you got that, and it's an anti-WWE commercial of just don't watch our product.
A fucking anti-entertainment commercial.
Yeah, it is the Nost zone there, but even on one hand, it works because everything always seems to have this kind of constant continuity throughout NXT. Everything tends to overlap at times here, there, or everywhere. But the gimmicky 80s, wrestling like WWF stuff and everything with Bar Rescue with Chase U needs to stop. It's ran its course a bit.
Absolutely. And we got the Tiffany Epiphany in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're using a TikTok video to build a storyline.
Yeah.
So,
well, you definitely have to fight if someone fucks up your TikTok. That's the rules, right?
Well, I mean, Tiffany's epiphanies might be epiphaning there in that outfit.
She's a piffin and a puffin.
Yeah, if she piffs and puffs, something might pop out.
All right, so we got Brooks. Oh no, we got Dunn and Kiana James and Fallon Henley, Bar Rescue.
Yeah, that almost feels like that at this point is their actual tag team name. I know that we've made it up, but it feels like it's literally theirs.
It's marketable. Let's go.
Right. Well, just
Taffer might have a trademark though.
You'll just change a letter
right.
and it'll, be fine. I was gonna say, Sean, with your cross eyes, holler at us.
What's up, Hassan?
It's Hassan.
Hassan.
Hassan. But so who do you have for this match? Do you have
the champs all the way? I'm not even hesitating.
I was gonna say your girls obviously
love this team. Love this team.
Ginger Scottish lasses.
Right? Isla Dawn.
Farewell and adieu to fair Scottish ladies. Farewell and yeah, this has to be the champions retaining. But folks, if you haven't done so already, give us your predictions and everything. I know I've been in and out because of technology. I think this is this the first match? Did I miss a match beforehand?
No.
So fair enough. So we're starting off with the NXT
Women's Tag Team
Championship.
You missed Waller.
I missed all the talking segments.
Yeah, you missed the backstage argument before they came out. Why not just send them out? Do not let them do that skit in the back. It's fucking awful with the fake locker room. And
so you'd rather they do it out in front of public? They do it out in front of the people. Do you know how many takes that had to have?
No talking. Just go to the ring and wrestle, and hopefully you can figure that out.
Well, they're not bad in the ring. It's the backstage bullshit. When Cliff was on here and everything, I think we both pointed out that NXT very much just has the same locker room all the time. It's just always the same setup.
It's that fake fucking corner.
The Hollywood prop setup.
Yeah.
We are on the way, folks. So give us your prediction whether you're taking are they calling them like the Unholy Alliance or something like that?
Yes, I think that's what it was. I don't care what they call them. This is an outstanding tag team. Move them up to the main roster. Get them involved in some sort of tag team division. They would be a welcome addition. They're ready. Don't delay. And
here today, just 5 easy payments of $5.99.
we don't have to fuck around too long with these two. They're ready. And I mean, Alba Fire's been around for a long, I wouldn't say a long time, but you throw in her NXT UK and her, her previous career prior to that. I mean,
time in NXT.
She's been around a minute. So, I mean, this is an excellent team. I'm all for them. Big fan. And again, NXT's putting on some of the best women's matches right now.
Well, I was about to say, is this not the best women's tag team right now in WWE? We just saw the tag team titles change hands last night because of a Trish heel turn, or Trish took the L and then heel turn. But here comes Ghost.
Brooks is here. Brooks is here.
Nelson Malone is here, looking like, I was gonna say, like fucking Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
He does it. Roadhouse.
Mullet House. That's what this is now, is Mullet House. That's the name of this NXT episode.
He's walking like he's mad though, so this will be interesting. Maybe he just comes out and beats the shit out of his friend.
A heel turn, yeah.
Well, that's the theme of the week, is heel turns,
right? But big back body back big back body drop. Too many bees. On Fallon Henley, and right now we've got Isla Dawn, not Isla Newbar, not Isla Dawn, Isla Newbar. There's no fucking Jurassic Park here.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, Kiana slams both women on the turnbuckle. But Damien's taking Alba Fire, Hassan taking Kiana James and Fallon Henley. Fair enough. I think you might be in the slight minority. Yeah, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him.
And I think Dawn, has got a shit ton of potential.
Like I've said, they're the best tag team right now, women's tag team in WWE.
And maybe
I would take them, or if you put them versus the newly crowned Liv and Raquel, I would take Alba and Isla.
Amen. 100%.
They actually feel like a tag team.
Absolutely. Well, Kiana surprises me because she is Hoffle. Like, I don't Hoffle backstage, but she is pretty good in the ring.
She's the better of the two in ring as far as doing the shtick. Fallon's, I feel like, better.
That's not saying much.
Then again, you don't really have to emote or act too much.
It's just, if you can't walk in the room and just be like, okay, here's the scenario, right? Like, it's just, again, the fake lockers. I'm like waiting for
this is theater, people.
I'm waiting for like Screech to poke out one of the lockers and be like, hey guys.
When you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, like fuck, man.
Well, that's at times a little bit what NXT feels. That's the thing when you get stuff like Chase U, when we've got the stuff with Bar Rescue, like we said, we've got Homeboy there showing up like it fucking Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. We've got Chase U, which is just doing poor man's wannabe Animal House and everything. It's very much stuck a bit in that like 80s to 90s gimmicky vibe.
Yeah, but they didn't do a whole lot of like, they would do like the everything was built around the interviewer back then, right? It was an interview with Mean Gene. Somebody would interrupt again.
With
Mean Gene, Gene Mean. That was my favorite shit.
I liked how Chris Jericho. This is going to be the only positive thing I probably say about Chris Jericho in a while. So document it. I liked when he brought that back up in WCW. Yeah. And you know something, Gene Mean.
But I mean, it was a lot of that and like a lot of like promos to the camera. It wasn't a whole lot of like pretend the camera's not here. We never got a whole lot of that back in the day.
Touche. I'm trying to think of, because I feel like that did happen in professional wrestling, but it's hard to believe. Like, yeah, let's just have this intimate, private conversation with this giant guy with the camera and the lighting crew and the boom mic and everything.
And the guy I'm talking about's also in the building watching the TV. I know.
He's literally like, I can touch him right now.
But I get it. But yeah, those backstage skits are so campy, so bad.
Right. But Rocco brings up a good point. And I don't know if it is the next three. No, I know at least the next two. Oh, no, it is the next three. Shit, that's a really great point. I didn't think about that because you have WrestleMania Backlash, which everyone's getting their panties in a twist. Like they've never heard WrestleMania Backlash before, which they did like 2 years ago.
Vince, get your pitchforks.
Oh my God, no, it's been a thing. We knew it happened before because they just use it to capitalize on the WrestleMania tag that's still got a buzz right now.
Marketing, fuck off. We're all doing it. Like,
right,
get over
literally.
It. Why do we care?
Right. And then after that, you have Saudi, I believe.
Yeah. And then
King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. And then after that, you have Money in the Bank, which is in the UK. Shout out, I guess, TK going to Wembley. But
did you see Dave Meltzer's quote about, like, you know, we're a young upstart, blah, 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 blah. Like fucking dying on the cross for AEW. It's impressive.
The best take that I've heard on this, and I'll say this as we just got back from commercial, and hopefully my thing didn't just freeze again. But
no, you're going.
Well, no, my USA did. But of Eric Bischoff talking about AEW going to Wembley and everything like that. And this is a man who has pointed out a lot of the flaws at times with AEW because I feel like, you know, pot meat kettle a bit with that. But
yeah.
The fact that that's going to open them up for a foreign market and be able to do more tours and do more shows and everything over there, that's everybody's instantly worried about this has to sell out. And that's a bit of, I know we've talked about it, but, and you get what I'm saying though, of still people look at that number of what they're going to do in ticket sales, but this is going to still play down the road and pay dividends depending on what Tony does with it of expanding them internationally.
Yeah, this tag match is rolling on. If you guys haven't made a prediction yet, which I don't know if I saw many, maybe we saw a few. Oh, there you go. But yeah, Nick, to your point, I think it's ballsy. I like it. I love when anybody does something newsworthy in this little battle, so-called weird shadow boxing battle these two wrestling companies have going on. But I like it. It's ballsy. Now, are they going to sell out? No, but like, guys, if we tune in and the show is banging and there's a bunch of surprises and a bunch of big names and they deliver, are we going to care that there's 30,000 people there, 40,000, 25? Do we really give a shit?
I will say this, and again, this might be one of the few nice things I say about AEW and Tony Khan in a hot minute, so you might want to bookmark it as Ace Buster from Fallon right now. But it's very much, it's fitting that it's the all-in show because much like the start of AEW tour, it was a big gamble and everything. Now, granted, it was a lot of the boys putting it on for themselves and everything. And this is backed by TK that's got more money than most human beings will ever see. But the fact that he's taking this gamble and putting it out there, it is a good thing for professional wrestling across the board. Whether you're an AEW fan, a WWE fan, it's good for the state of pro wrestling.
Absolutely. And that's what we always wanted was, AEW to get their shit together and be on that level, do big shows, have a couple million people tune in on a Wednesday, help build, the wrestling world, help revitalize wrestling. And that was, I believe, their intent from day one. Now, some people might.
Right.
Oh,
Nost
and the other, they're fighting over a brick.
A purse.
A purse.
Oh, no, he's telling her to turn heel to hit her with the loaded purse.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous, bro.
It's such overacting, though, too.
What?
Hit her. Do it. This is what you're supposed to do.
Hit her.
He literally looks like fucking Magnum TA or something like that. Oh, heel turn. Heel turn.
We got the push. Down goes Brooks. Down goes Brooks.
The bar stools have imploded.
The bar stools have imploded. A nice finish. I love this move.
Oh.
Boom.
That's such a, the backstabber into a swanton.
It looked like she
done herself pretty good.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, they're doing so much about this being like the Macho Man, like Hulk Hogan,
right?
because right now Nosa's sitting there carrying Kiana in his arms. I can be your mullet, baby.
I like it.
I can dip spit away the pain.
Sorry, what did you say?
Dip spit. Redneck.
Oh,
Country boy.
I thought you said something completely different,
Dip.
but that would lead to a happy ever after, I suppose. But yeah, folks, that match is in the books, and we're getting a
video package for Noah and Dog.
The Supernova 11. Another good old Scotsman.
But again, a guy that literally has not been used in so long that we literally were second guessing ourselves that it was actually him on TV.
No, it was crazy. Like, he came back looking like fucking completely. He had that long. He looked like Ben Stiller, literally.
He looked like a fucking Harry Potter character, is what he looked like.
What is this?
Neville Longbottom popped over the fucking ring. What the hell?
Yeah, deep dish fake fried pizza coming soon. All right, I'm
Okie
broken.
dokie.
Let me know.
That's how you know the vitamins are extra good, folks. And if you want to enjoy the vitamins, then you need to be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe.
Right?
But everybody's saying 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. I think that was a little bit of a layup, I feel.
A little bit.
Larry's saying TK won't spend money on CGI. Hell, he'll do it like the first season of South Park, paper mache. No, but do you not feel that this would be AEW's WrestleMania?
Oh, it's going to be grandiose, and if Tony Smart, he'll have, and I mean, he's shown the ability to put the right people in the right spots at times. So, you know, they brought in some WWE hires and some other hires that are going to up production, up values. So, yeah, man, listen, if they can put 50,000 people in that building and deliver, like, you know, you have a lot of potential here. If we get fucking Punk and FTR versus the Elite, if we get fucking Osprey and Kenny, I don't know how I feel about Soraya versus Banks, by the way. I think that's going to be hot garbage, quick time.
Yeah. Well, we've got speaking of garbage, quick time, we've got a MVP trophy presentation for Duke Hudson from Chase U coming up next.
All right. Duke Wellington is the MVP of Chase U.
He's the only one that you would.
Isn't he like the only dude? Okay.
Yeah, but do you not think that there's going to be a ton of homages to SummerSlam '93 with Brett and Bulldog and everything like that?
I think so. Especially with guys like FTR in the fold. I mean, you would have to imagine how much, you know, Dax in particular goes on about his love for Brett. Punk.
If they have a match, does Brett not walk them to the ring?
If they could throw some money at Brett and get him to come, but Brett's been pretty critical of the current wrestling situation.
Well,
but
Brett is just nothing but a good old curmudgeon. That's why it's always been hard for me to become a big Bret Hart fan. He's fantastic in the ring, but he just seems like a miserable human being.
Just
respectfully.
I don't know if it's miserable. It's just fucking flat.
Scrooge McDuck, or like just Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer Hart is what he is.
I get it. I mean, listen. I said when they brought the
British Bulldog can't really make it there due to
I was assuming Jack meant Little Bulldog, right?
Well, I mean,
but I thought it would have been really cool if Davey Boy, yeah, right? No kidding. I thought if Davey Boy, now he got me all fucked up. Bulldog Jr.,
DH,
right? If he was going to be a part of the Owen Hart Classic, I thought it would have been a real big show for him to win it.
You have, and Christ, you could do this on. This is a pre-show. This opens the show.
Mm-hmm.
What if you do DH? If he's I don't think he's under contract anywhere. Allegedly,
if anywhere, it'd be NWA, maybe.
But you do him versus Pillman Jr.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
I think that's the closest you could get to it being that homage without fully advertly being the homage.
I like it. I don't mind that. But I mean, I think we're gonna get. Listen, I was dead serious, guys. If
which, by the way, if that match gets booked, I want full credit.
Right, there you go. But if Twitter blows up and it's Tony's got a big announcement, then one of the next big announcements could be Goldberg, because now we can make this make sense.
That's what some people have said. Well, do you get Goldberg versus Jericho? If you can't get the one shoot match, you get the second shoot match.
I'm all for it, because even if it's not a shoot, I think Jericho feels a lot of pain that night. Even if it's not a shoot, I think Jericho feels a whole lot of that match, even if it's 4 minutes.
What if you do Goldberg versus Sting? Both men retire at the end of just literally
a double goodbye
last
match?
Beating heart of WCW.
That's a fucking poetic as shit and very apropos.
Hey,
right?
See, I can do
right?
this thing.
Like, legitimately bantering this idea around. My only thought was Sting might not want to get in the ring with Goldberg
for safety measures.
Right? Like, he's like, listen, this sounds
great. I'll
do
it, but I need a football helmet.
Right? Like, I want it to be my last match, not the last day I fucking walk.
Not my last day on Earth.
So that was my hesitation with Sting, but I mean, it's an older, wiser Goldberg. I'm sure they can come up with something that doesn't kill anybody.
It's an older, fumblier, clumsier.
And the guy's blown out.
He's at the Georgia Dome, putting Hogan up in the jackhammer.
He's having sparkler flashbacks.
Just Goldberg versus Gilbert, just worlds collide.
Yeah. Even the idea, like I said, I mean, if we get another Osprey Kenny, I'm down. And I mean, again, I think they're going to utilize Jay White. I think we saw Nigel get brought back in the fold because of this.
Nigel has to be on commentary. Nigel has to.
Can you just
God help me if it's a commentary team of Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Nigel McGuinness.
Can we start a GoFundMe to raise Excalibur's severance?
We'll pay off his contract.
We'll pay off his contract. Just use Nigel. Or switch
Nigel and Morrow. I'm still telling you. I know we're a great top commentary team and absolutely 100% high, like us.
I can't handle Thea. Sorry.
No, I dig it. He's like the fucking just cocaine squirrel. That's her gimmick.
Dude, it's a lot. Like, I just be like, sit down.
Right, but when you have Andre Chase, who literally looks like he's in a B, C, D version of, Animal House, like straight to DVD movie, doesn't look like a professional wrestler at all. Like, it's that perfect balance. I feel weirdly. It digs. I dig it. It must be, Stockholm or NXT syndrome of I'm just gotten acclimated to it. But
the MVP award goes to the only guy in the class. Dun, 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 dun. What the?
Congratulations, you're 1-on-1.
Did you see that kid sign?
Nobody.
Did you see the kid sign?
No.
Big Duke energy.
Touche, Tabernac. I'll give you that one. You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at. It's not about chase me. It's
about chase you.
It's about chase you. That's the thing, folks. It's not about wrestling me. It's about wrestling you.
Dude, I knew I need an extra bowl to get through this Tuesday. I knew it. I fucking knew it, man. I'm mellow as shit. Like, it's really good wrestling, and then complete and utter farce. Like, it is a complete and utter farce. I almost said farcery, but I don't think
Fatancery.
It's Fatancery.
What? But first one of the night, by the way. But it's one of those. I think it's because the bar for me has been lowered so much with NXT thanks to 2.0 that I don't hate it, but I know it's not good. Like, not good in the sense of, like, I don't want this. If this was Monday Night Raw, everybody would be like, Vince booked this shit. Vince booked this. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right?
Vince booked this.
I think the show's getting better. I just think if
It
they were
is.
like, I don't remember like a lot of skits on the black and gold brand. Like,
Yeah, but it's that hybrid now. Why it's the
you know
white
what
and gold. It's not the black and gold. It's not
Mhm.
the rainbow
Right? It's like
2.0.
trying to find the middle. But you know what I saw the other day, and it reminded me, and I'm like, hey man, I kind of want to see this. Was when they put Pete Dunne and Riddle together. Do you remember that? It happened for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, that happened for a hot minute too. Like that happened for like 2 or 3 matches, I want to say. But
Oh,
oh,
we got company.
Braun's gonna break it up, and of course he's now the heel Steiner because he's got the black tank top. All
Yeah.
he's missing out is the blonde goatee. And
Oh,
see, I can be in Chase U. I know Steiner Mats. You know, Duke, you got a 33 1/3% chance of beating me at Sacrifice.
There you go. He's talking about the fatal 4-way. He looks jacked as shit though.
And tan as shit, though, too. Like, this man is fucking bronze.
The championship's a curse on my career. Yeah, he said scumbags.
Where my freaks at?
Where my
Holler.
freaks
Let me
at?
hear me. I am the big bad breaker daddy.
That was on point. I don't need the approval of these scumbags right here.
That's the thing. He's Rick's kid. You can like Rick for whatever, not like Rick for whatever, but
Yeah.
he's 100% Scott to me.
It's so funny. Okay, so Braun gonna take out Chase U.
We're gonna get Braun versus Duke Hudson for the last qualifying spot.
Oh! No, I
I'll
think
give him credit. That man hits a fucking spear. Granted, he was a former college football, like
that was a
Division
big
One,
one.
I believe, college football player. But that man getting Goldberg with that spear.
Andre Chase has been split in half. Duke Wellington rolls out with his trophy, and Braun Breaker essentially said, "I don't need the title." So it sounds like he's not in the Fatal 4-way.
I don't. Is he? But does his thing? Oh, and it's the dramatic heel turn. He tore apart the flag and broke it.
Symbolic,
Oh God!
man.
But so I don't need the title. What I need to do is destroy Chase U. What?
Yeah, I don't need to win the belt. I'm just gonna come around and fuck some people up. GG.
Yeah, good game. Good game. That's what he said to Andre Chase. Well, he said GG, so I said good game.
Move on. You were like, hey, something new happened. No,
well, no, it's one of those of just I think Braun has outstayed his welcome respectfully in NXT. If he's even saying I don't need the title anymore. Cool. We've been all saying that. So go show up, be involved in the draft.
Maybe he just smacks. Maybe he just smacks Chase U around for a few weeks till we get to this draft.
Fair
Maybe
enough.
he's just biding time.
Well, and I like this. And granted, as we've got a very much a GG face promo that respectfully I didn't need or want or ask for.
I don't mind it. Again, it comes off a little like, do you have headaches? Do they?
No, it's like what Unbroken said here. It's his first coherent comment of the night.
Yeah,
so the NXT, the WWE is
the grassy NXT.
Where's Drake in the wheelchair there, Captain Canada?
The development years. Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them giving us a vignette or two to try and build somebody up, but I wish it was like the old vignettes where you catch like the wrestler mid-character and they would just cut a promo.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Steve G here says, welcome to what I refer to as ad filler BS. Well, thank you, Steve. I think you kind of nailed that, but how you doing? I feel like I said that backwards, but yeah, for everything good with NXT, there is everything camp with NXT as well.
Yeah,
three steps forward, 2 steps back.
It's really a pendulum all night long. Like, I'm like, oh wow, that was a really good match. Oh shit, who the fuck put this on TV?
Right. See, now you see why I enjoyed being here on Tuesdays and everything, because there's plenty of stuff that is good to watch, and then there's plenty of stuff that's good to poke fun at.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the show moves. Like, it's not for a lack of pace to the show. A lot going on, like randomly just have Braun show up in the middle of the show, split Andre Chase in half. Who saw that coming? But yeah, my guy. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of fucking emotional roller coaster with this one. Of, like I said, Degrassi Junior High is what we're gonna get. But
I want to wait for my life. Wrong show, but I get it.
Is that the Creek? Is that the Dawson?
Yeah. I don't know Degrassi's theme song, so that's why I went there.
I don't know what it is either. Probably a Drake song.
Baby, you my everything. It's not just NXT, it's all BBN of WWR. I like how we both did Hell Tilt of
WKPR?
Right.
San Francisco.
Coming you live from WWR 93.7 The Buzz. Like, what the fuck? Make it make sense, Steve.
Watch, it's gonna be something real obvious.
2 great matches on the card. Well, yeah, we've still got Ilya versus Von Wagner. We've still got the Fatal 4-Way, which we're still haven't, I guess, fully had the last contestant.
I don't believe we have a 4th contestant. Braun essentially came out and said, I don't need the title. I don't need the approval of these scumbags. I'm going to pick on you because you're a babyface. And that's what happened.
It's one of those of still, though, like, is that not saying, though, that you're beyond NXT of that I don't even need the championship? It's become a curse on me because he's always been the golden boy. He was the guy that it was, as much as people have said it's Lowell Roman wins, Lowell Cena wins, it's Lowell Breaker wins.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think for me, it's kind of that point of Braun. If you're going to just hang around and bully people, then maybe you're ready to go. Like, if you're just going to hang around and like fuck with the lessers, well, you're probably ready. But I think that's what they're doing. They're buying time right now.
Well, we've still, true, Shay, until we get the draft.
Well, you were frozen. I feel like Braun's going to be one of those like 3rd round or 4th round picks by one of the 2 shows and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, I can see him very much fitting on it on like a Monday Night Raw. What the hell?
Who's recording this shit? That's my favorite part.
NXT Anonymous. Well, no, remember he's the one that had that everybody bit on the Idris Enofe having the WWE logo tattooed on his chest.
I see it all. So
it's their GTV. It's scripts.
Pretty Deadly gets taken out. One half of them, I'm not sure if it was chocolate or vanilla, got thrown in the car in the trunk, and Tony and Stax have left the vicinity.
Yeah, you don't know if it was Hans or Franz.
I'm not sure if it was Hans or Franz. No.
But I think Half Stacks there came up with like a crutch or a cane or something. I thought he had initially came up with like a cattle prod. Well, I thought it was a cattle prod. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I mean,
Johnny Knoxville is having an effect on WWE.
Oh, shit. I haven't seen Eddie Thorpe on this show yet.
Yeah, no, this is his debut.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, he's good old, what's his name there that they signed from New Japan that I hadn't seen a ton of. Damien, where are you? I know you know this.
Fredericks.
Somebody's going to fact check me on this. But yeah, we've got Eddie Thorpe versus Javier Barnell.
I can't believe Javier's still in the league.
In the league? He hasn't been cut yet? He's not on a practice squad somewhere?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was red tagged already.
Man's going to go back to the locker room and get a pink slip in his locker.
All right. Well, I mean, Thorpe's a good addition.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I know he's...
Is it not Carl Fredericks?
Yes.
Okay. Thought it was.
How did you out New Japan me?
I pay attention, bro.
I'm not saying you don't, goddammit, but normally, like, Lucha stuff, you got me like ace of the hole in there. Normally, I'm the New Japan guy.
I just think nowadays we're just around it so much, right? And
Yeah.
even, like I said,
Absorb it. You're like, you just pull it out of the ether.
right. It's funny, but I mean, we've had the opportunity to see him a couple times, so it's a nice addition, and I think he'll surprise some people.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Him and his Nightwolf gimmick here.
We will take a prediction.
Again, no, because see, we've got to keep going with the Mortal Kombat gimmicks. We've got Scripps here playing Cyrax. Now we've got Eddie Thorpe here playing Nightwolf. It's back to the fucking Glacier and what was Canyon's Mortis.
Mortis.
Those whole gimmicks and everything in WCW, I feel.
Glacier, Mortis.
Right. David saying a cattle prod is Goldberg on tonight's card. Getting beat by Nash.
Good show, Dave. Good show.
I was going to say, as a WCW fan, honestly, I did watch probably just as much WCW as WWE at the time. But so when Goldberg lost his streak to a fucking cattle prod from Scott Hall and everything, I was like, that's the shittiest way you could have had that man lose.
Oh, man, it was fucking ridiculous. Even as a kid, like being like 10.
You're like, that doesn't make sense.
I'm like, that's fucking what?
That's bullshit.
That walks through fire.
Right. He's a dragon.
But
so folks, give us your predictions if you haven't done so already. I think this is very clearly going the way of Eddie Thorpe, but we've got Eddie versus Javier. NXT Women's Division is a lot better than AEW's Women's Division. Do you agree, KJ Nick?
Look, there's going to be a thing of quite debate, and I did see one of our counterparts who's got a bit of a thorn in my side right now. But I mean, he's going on, talking about, Sasha Banks is the best women's wrestler in the world.
She's not in the AEW Women's Division.
But nonetheless, we got a lot of debating between the two divisions, and I mean, she'd be a nice add to their division, but NXT's strong. I think as far as the quality matches you get, you might get better matches from AEW, NXT.
You just flipped like a fucking guy there right now. But by the way, we have Damon Kemp just sitting there hanging out on the entranceway. I just noticed that. I would say two count. NXT has the better women's division because they have been booked better. Significantly. I think that if you were to look at on paper, AEW, whether it be through Ring of Honor, etc., has the better women's division, top to bottom as far as talent. And that's still splitting hairs. That's still a close call. But Eddie Thorpe picks up the win, by the way. But well, that's what I'm saying. You could still split hairs with that. But NXT's women's division has very much been booked better. If even a girl like who you don't like with Cora Jade, how she takes a bunch of time off and instantly comes back and she's right into the title picture. And regardless of personal feelings towards her character, whatever, I feel like she fits back into that slot. She's been built to that slot.
Yeah. I just feel like if you took the last 10 AEW women's matches and lined them up against the last 10 NXT women's matches, I have a feeling the nod would go to the NXT overall. I really do. And I mean, even if you think of some lesser known, your former tag team champions, is there anybody in the AEW's women division doing like tandem moves and flips and hitting high spots like that, like the way they are? Or even with Isla and Alba. I mean, is there anybody doing that kind of stuff? Not really.
No.
At that pace? No. Who's that?
I don't know.
Why is he mad at coffee?
Hey, Norman Smiley! We have a Norman Smiley sighting, so you must do the wiggle in honor of Norman Smiley. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, you should know.
Oh, the best shit ever.
But we do also still, by the way, we still do have the Grizzled Young Veterans on NXT. after
Hi,
they
Uncle
asked
Dave.
for their release. And I guess what I saw from some reports of they were actually going around and telling people they had been released
I
and then
heard,
showed up on the level up, etc.
yeah, our favorite uncle was on the internet saying, "Oh, they're gone. They're gone. They're as good as gone." Well, here they are. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Who is your sauce?
Right.
Howard.
Oh, yes. The Tiffany Epiphany. So we're getting Tiffany versus Sol Ruca right now.
You know what's amazing? No, it's really pretty remarkable. Like Tiffany seems to be coming a long way. Actually,
I was going to say, you want to, well, you said it right there before you got to the second part of there. If you know what's pretty amazing, what's pretty more remarkable, Tiffany. There you go. You said it right there.
I feel like her look changed a bit. I don't know what it is.
You're seeing that she's actually good.
I don't know yet. But the Tiffany Epiphany causes me to go poof.
Fair enough. Well, he's taking a Tiffany Epiphany. I will remind everybody, that we've got Tiffany Stratton versus Sol Ruca coming up next, but I will also remind everybody that we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We do this like nobody else. We do this on a different level. We're here damn near every day of the week. We're here for Monday Night Raw. We were just here last night for that. We're here for NXT. We're going to be back at it like a jackrabbit for Wednesday Night Dynamite, Thursday night Ring of Honor and Impact, Friday night SmackDown and Rampage as always, and 100% we still always throw in the extra add-on shows and cover more wrestling than anybody does. That we were out here covering GCW, NWA, Wrestling Revolver, House of Glory, Christ, you name it. We've even thrown in some UFC at times. So 100%. Be a friend, tell a friend. If you have already subscribed, if you give us anybody of your time, thank you very much for that. But if you haven't done so already, let everybody that you know about us, whether they just want to sit there and have a good time, whether they're just looking to hang out with the homies, whether they just want to chat some wrestling, whether they're getting into wrestling now because of they're hearing all the buzz about the Endeavor UFC WWE merger and all of that. But how are y'all doing tonight? JV, what up? Jamie Hayter versus Soraya for UK pay-per-view. Yes and or no. I feel a little bit. I think it's a bit of Soraya has been mishandled, or I don't even know if it's mishandled at this point. Of just maybe she's reached her peak a bit when it comes to AEW and everything. And I don't know if I get what you're saying on the sense of UK, nationalism and everybody boo JV. So KJ's made his point there, but I'll pull up your comment back. Which, by the way, folks, we do have the super chat, the super stickers, everything like that. If you want to make sure that we get your comment, you get your point across, or if you just want to help support the channel, help keep the lights on, help us upgrade, everything like that. But 100%. I get it in the sense of UK versus UK, but at the same time, does the story call for that? Could you build to that? Is that the biggest match that they could do? And that's where it becomes the issue. And that's even what we talked about of the NXT women's division versus the AEW women's division of could the biggest match on NXT outdraw, I guess, the biggest match that AEW could offer? And you could honestly split hairs a bit at that, I feel. But I if they built to it better, I could see that. I'll say that. I'll leave it at that. Didn't Taryn Terrell use the Tiffany Epiphany catchphrase when she was in WWE? Was Taryn Terrell in WWE? Feel like I'm missing something. I don't know if she did. You got me on that one. All I'm thinking of is I think it might have been Taryn Terrell at Impact. They always came out to the bicycle. Basically theme music, and had to leave TNA because fans noticed that she was also working at a Sunglass Hut while being signed to Impact. But Sol Ruca versus Stratton should end in a no contest due to a change in the NXT ring. That's what's going to happen. Richard, I don't know where you try and get these predictions from, but I want the vitamins that you're on, sir. If you think that Sol Ruca versus Tiffany Stratton's going to end in a new contest. Oh, due to carnage in the ring. I thought you were saying initially that they were going to change like the ring, and that was what's going to lead to the no contesta, as I mess with my lighting. But carnage in the ring, I don't think this is not going to be Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay and Tay Mello. This is not going to be a bloodbath, I feel. The real Tiffany is very mad right now. Well, she can have that. That even what I'm mad at. Yeah, fair enough, David. I'm sure you would. That's the biggest. Oh, I see what you're saying there, but that's the biggest money match they have in their women's division. But no Britt Baker, no Britt Baker. But I've got Sol Ruka coming out to the ring right now. So, folks, again, if you have not given me a prediction for Sol Ruka versus Tiffany Stratton, let me know who you're taking. I think I've got to clearly go with the Tiffany Epiphany, Tiffany Stratton. I'm a fan of her. I know, obviously, they're still very much doing a push for Sol Ruka, but I feel like they're still doing a push for Tiffany as well. But it's saying something that this is how they're going to start the hour right now for NXT. Not only that, I'll do you one better, Nick, capitalize on that match, especially when WWE has been promoting Paige. What now, JV? I don't remember the last promo package or video package or anything like that I've seen from WWE promoting Paige or Saraya, especially seeing how she works in a different company. But I've right now got Tiffany with the joint manipulation. Taryn was called Tiffany in the E. Okay, fair enough. I don't even remember Taryn Terrell being in WWE, but sure. No hater needs the free dental. Allegedly, that's accusations and shit. Damien taking Tiffany Stratton for the win. You can't have a second job at Impact. Well, when you're a professional wrestler, I don't think most people who are tuning in want to know that, you know, the women's champion's also working at a sunglass hut in their local mall. Not for nothing. When it's supposed to be at that time the second major promotion in the U.S. Be like if Kenny Omega was also, you know, working at a Tim Hortons or something like that. Oh, Tiffany rolls out a moonsault. But again, folks, if you haven't done so, give me your predictions. Again, I'm taking Tiffany. I wouldn't be surprised if Sol Ruka wins, but we've got a battle of the blondes right now. Oh, and then we get the dueling twist out handsprings. So this is a battle of who's more athletic. But also on NXT tonight, we're getting Tank Ledger versus Joe Coffey. So kudos, yay, we're finally getting Joe Coffey in an NXT ring. But we're also getting Cora Jade live. So I'm sure KJ will be real excited for that. But if anyone can remind me who Tank Ledger is or was, fact checkers out there, I would appreciate it. Because we watch so much wrestling, sometimes people fall through the cracks. Annie ran the Paige special, and her silly move came on or is coming on right after NXT. Silly movie. Well, fair enough, JV, but I think it's more of, hey, we own the rights, pal. That's Vince of we're gonna make money. I don't know if they're really trying to promote her because you don't see like you saw an advertisement for the Iron Sheik documentary, you know. Listen to me, Mean Gene. Gene Mean. Christ, I even messed that up. But yeah, you saw an advertisement for that. You didn't see anything for anything involving Paige, and I get she works for the other company, but at the same time, yeah. 2 count right now for Tiffany. Cora Jade is on NXT now. Did they trade her for Sky Blue? See Money, what up? No. They're just, you know, like that new Marvels trailer with Miss Marvel and all that to where they can jump through different portals and, you know, one takes the place of so-and-so here. That's what's really going on with Sky Blue. And Cora Jade, and I feel like Bailey at one point might have been mixed in there, but it's really just between those two right now. Is Billy Starks a good addition to the AEW's women's division? I will put it this way, and this is not because she might be allegedly friend of the channel and everything like that, but Billy Starks is a good addition to any women's division, any roster, period. I know that she signed with AEW today. Brian Cage re-signed. Also, there was a lot of talk again about Nick Wayne, how come July is, I believe, that he's going to make his AEW debut. So AEW very much has an investment in the future of its company and has gobbled up a bit of the really young breakout talent because, like I said, Nick Wayne and Billy Starks, those two alone, are good in any division, any company, no matter what. Power slam from Sorukan to Tiffany for a 2 count again. Tiffany rolls out and kind of fumbled it because she rolled over Tiffany. Oh, catches her with the boot. The top 3 matches would be Omega versus Will Ospreay, United Empire, and the Bucks, and MJF versus Adam Cole. You had me on the first one. Second one, you have to do FTR versus the Bucks. You have to have the rubber match, I feel like, at that point. Again, Aussie Open would be over in the UK, but still, you can make room for them lower on the card. Your top 3 match. And if you have to have, and I say that politely, but if you're going to have an MJF match, could you maybe moonsault from Tiffany for a 1-3 count? Tiffany Stratton picks up the win. So see, it was not just a Tiffany epiphany, but Tiffany Stratton picks up the win. But could you not do FTR Punk versus Kenny and the Bucks, and then also do, say, maybe Ospreay versus MJF? And now I'm just digging into the full fantasy booking and guilty pleasures. But damn, that moonsault was clean. But it's going to be interesting to see what they announce for any sort of a card with that, I feel, because so far they haven't announced nothing. They technically haven't even announced that it's actually going to be a pay-per-view. It could be it could be a fucking weekly special for all we goddamn know at this point. I feel like it should be a pay-per-view if they want to make money. But at the same time, it's, I think, also, according to Conrad, so hold me on that one, but that it's Warner Brothers 100-year anniversary. It's I think it was like Turner Media's 100-year anniversary or something like that. There's a couple anniversaries going on that all fall around this. So it might just be on free TV because they haven't announced that it's a pay-per-view yet. Which, if they do that, good God, is it not Bischoff putting Goldberg versus Hogan on Nitro in the Georgia Dome? But up next, folks, as we go to commercial right now, we're getting an advertisement actually for WrestleMania Backlash. But up next on NXT, we're getting Cora Jade speaking, as we had a little bit of a Chase U segment back there. If you're doing all their, 80s jazz aerobics and, jazzercise, the shake weights, all of that bullshit. But what do you guys feel? How interesting is it to you? Like, what do you think the turnout's going to be? And I know we've talked about the turnout in Wembley, but what do you think the turnout's going to be for WWE going to Puerto Rico for the first time?
Is it not already sold out?
I'm not sure. It could be, but
I think it might be close to sold out, if not already sold out.
Well, that's fair enough. I was literally curious because I feel like WWE didn't start selling out events until Vince stepped down. Honestly,
it's true. I mean, and we saw what they did with Rumble. I'm going to sneeze already.
That's fine. Billy May is here for NXT. I'm not watching NXT right now. Well, at least you're watching us, Jack. So you do you, boo-boo. Speaking of you do boo-boo, KJ's doing a choo boo-boo.
A choo-choo.
Motor City Machine Guns versus Aussie Open versus Tanahashi Okada for the New Japan Tag Team Championship Capital Collision pay-per-view this weekend. Going to be a banger.
Banger.
Banger after banger. I don't know why, Damien, every time I read your comments like that, I feel like I have to like rush through them because it's just a download of information in about 10 seconds.
It's going to be a good one. It will be. It will be for sure.
This man letting me know about pay-per-views in July and everything. This man's
right
on it.
Oh, Jack. Oh, go ahead.
Honestly speaking, how much money does AW make from a pay-per-view compared to TV sponsors? Well, I'm not their freaking bookkeeper here. Like, let's not get into that.
Yeah, I don't know how to break down the comparable on the fly like that, JV. But I mean, they're always looking to expand that gate, then that pay-per-view buy, right? So that's what the expectation for this one's going to be. Is it's going to be huge buy.
Huge.
You know what the good news is? Oh, would it be? No, it's going to be on early for them, late for us.
What?
They're ahead of us, right? So yeah, we'll get it in the afternoon. Woo!
It's another brunch with the boys.
Let's go.
Exactly. It's like I said, it's episode 5 or something like that. Return of the Con. Too bad we don't have the Forbidden Draft. Listen,
the Forbidden Draft. Oh, I mean, hold
on.
How
you want to do the Forbidden Draft? You go buy 2K23, and then you download a lot of creator wrestlers, and then you just have fun with it because that's the only way you're getting any sort of Forbidden Draft.
WWE is getting 1.5 mil from Puerto Rico just to go. Already a win. There you go. Slam dunk. And we already know what the Saudis are paying out a fortune for those WWE shows. That's why they keep going back. It's lucrative.
Yeah, but now if Tony starts running, he runs Wembley and it does well, does he not maybe knock at the Saudis and say, hey, I'll do what they do for half the price with half the talent?
No. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, knowing Tony, he had, he tried for his Saudi, end up in, live from Afghanistan. My bad. Okada dropped the heavyweight strap. Yeah, I mean, who saw that coming? A bit of a shock through the wrestling world.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's interesting to see the turn for Sonata now that he's fully established himself. And that's one of the things that I'm glad that New Japan was actually able to do post Kenny, etc. Because it felt like it got into that place of it was just Okada has to take everything because Jay White's leaving, because Kenny left. Now we've got Sonata, who I think will carry New Japan on for a good bit.
Absolutely. The faction that just will not die, Nick. This faction will not quit. They just said Diamond Mine's down to us 3. Okay. Okay. So there's still
what is that? Julius or Brutus that is out here looking like fucking TJ Detweiler from fucking Reset.
Oh, Tiff's back.
Hey, Tiff, yeah, you missed the Tiffany Epiphany.
No, I didn't miss it. I tried to avoid it.
You had to do it privately. That's what it was.
I tried to avoid it. She can't talk. Don't talk.
But that's the thing. That's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to make you not like her.
Yeah, send her up to hang out with Chelsea Green. Let's go.
Toodles.
Right?
That's how I'm going to end every NXT show from now on.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Fucking hell. Here comes Cora Jade or Sky Blue, whatever one of this one is.
So whichever universe we're in today.
Right.
They're playing out the broken skateboard beside her nameplate there, the paper mache skateboard.
Right. Man, dude, honestly, this is one young lady I cannot figure out. I can't get into. Nothing about any part of her game.
Is this when I should take a pause and I just let you get into your emotions and everything and just you two sort it out? Man, yeah, I don't know what's going on between y'all, but y'all two sort it out right now. Okay?
This girl cannot get over with me. Does not move any needles. Fatal 4-way match the main event. Yes, it would be the main event. We still do not know the fourth contestant.
Why the fuck she got to do the CM Punk line?
It's a good question. That's why, she sounds so phony. She's green as shit, folks. I know the young gentlemen out there get little swoony eyes for the skater girl. I don't see it. I don't get it. And when she starts talking, it's not good. No, no, skipping that one. Who should challenge Indy Hartwell next for the women's championship? I don't know. I'm torn on this one because I don't know how long Indy's going to have this belt. So it could be Roxy coming back after her. What's happening with Zoe Stark right now? I mean, that's a possibility. Good heel. Or did she beat Zoe Stark? Cora Jade, $1 million face. Okay. Cora Punkette. I feel like the WWE and AEW are in a chess match, and it's no longer about regional markets, but global markets. It's crazy how we go from outlaw territories to where it is at now. JV, I kind of agree with parts of that. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see where it's come and where it's trying to go. And yeah, I mean, the hope is that AEW one day gets to that plateau where they're neck and neck and they're truly competing with WWE. Like on a global level, it's not even a close race. It's not even fair. It's not even neck and neck. It's a landslide period. So sometimes I feel like there's a little bit of chess going on. Sometimes I feel like there's a whole lot of checkers going on. It gets clunky and simplistic. I don't know. Time will tell. It's early. It's only 4 years. I want to see where Tony's at the 5-year mark. And I've said that consistently on this channel. And I've been critical of Tony and his booking decisions and some of the favoritism and the rumors. Like, it's just, I just want him to bang it out. I hope he fucking crushes the ticket sales. I hope all the pay-per-views are good. I'm really concerned as a fan, how are you going to pull off Forbidden Door and the Wembley show all in and then all out scheduled a week later? Like, how are you going to move all out this year? Because I don't think you can go a week after Wembley. Even if you have a wicked show plan for all out, it's going to pale. Too close, too soon. Who should challenge Jamie Hayter? Britt Baker. It's long overdue. The fact that she's having matches with Rio does nothing for her career or her title reign. She needs some good competitors. Saraya was shit to put against her. That whole storyline's been absolutely garbage, absolutely horrible. When people want to compare, women's divisions between the two companies, I mean, that's a tough shout. I mean, you got Saraya and Tony running around, and it's campy, and it's clumsy, and it's fake, and it's not great. So, I would like to see Britt. Like, that's long overdue. Is Britt versus Jamie? Jamie needs some good challengers. I feel like Tony had that problem. I feel like Thunder Rosa had that problem. They need good booking. They need good challengers. Get rid of the TBS title. Make Jade the women's champion. Funnel your talent all in one direction. You don't have enough to split it. Taya Valkyrie should be in the title picture. Speaking of Valkyries, Valkyra is coming out to address our friend Cora Jade. Impact was huge in the UK and India. Okay. Define, like, Impact huge. The crowd is asleep. Yeah, no, she's bad. It's not good. Even this small crowd is like, somebody shut her up. She. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of fellas out there think she's cute, but she's not. Like, she's hard to listen to. And this one here sounds like a Disney villain. Someone come out already. Yeah, somebody do something. Just turn Wendy Chu back into Mei Ying or Tia Shah. However, she is with Xia Li and put her on the main roster with Xia Li. All right. Just don't have her falling asleep. Get rid of the narcoleptic gimmick. You switch that up, go in a different direction, change it up, do something different because it's not working. It's not working. Oh, Cora smacks Valkyrie. Valkyrie. I don't know. But Cora eats a kick. Almost eats another kick. Yeah, it's like again, Cora just a lot of bad acting. The crowd is a chew. Yeah, asleep. Yeah, they're chewing up the joint right now. Oh, now speaking of chewing things up, we get Dragunov up next. Are we already up next? All right. This is gonna be good. The next 40 minutes of wrestling, folks. Go get all your friends. Go get all your snacks. I will remind you, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We're going to a commercial on NXT. Von Wagner, Ilya Dragunov. We will take your predictions in the chat. Remember, folks, like, subscribe, share, check out all our socials, check out our merch store, check out everything. Be a part of the family. And remember, are back tomorrow. Dynamite. We got an interesting card lining up. We'll see what other announcements come this way. See if there's any more surprises. See if they build on any of these stories. We'll see. We got lots to get into. Thursday, Ring of Honor and Impact will be here live. Myself, Luna Havoc will be popping in. Our Impact Insider, who will be live in person at Impact on Sunday. And then Friday, we're back for the doubleheader. The dynamic duo, the Tag Stream Champions, will be back. And Big Nick and myself will be here on Friday for, I believe, a triple header, but we'll talk about it. Lyra Joe Valkyrie. There you go. That's how you should remember that. Valkyrie. I like it. The UK pay-per-view, it's going to push AEW to the next level or absolutely destroy AEW. It depends, right? Because AEW is so self-contained and so, they're financed in such a way that, if they bomb, yeah, they'll just keep going. Tony will just keep pumping money into shit. But if it's a success, yeah, I mean, it's notoriety. It's a big deal. Pull in some celebrities, pull in some names, sign guys that and girls that are going to draw eyes. And if you can do that, it will matter, though. Once you achieve this, it doesn't get easier. You got to go back to Wednesday and you got to book something good. And the shows leading up to these pay-per-views can't suck. I do feel like last year, Tony and Dynamite every week were crushing it. Week in and week out, we'd come on here. Best show of the week, Dynamite. Best show of the week, Dynamite. And a lot of people attributed for Triple H coming aboard that kind of swung the momentum in the booking. And all of a sudden, WWE got hot. But prior to that, I felt Dynamite had lost momentum when they started getting into Forbidden Door, because they kind of lost focus on what was happening, and you had other people just popping in. And I know the Mark fans, the core audience, loved it, and they're New Japan guys, but you lost there was no storytelling to it, so it didn't really sell the pay-per-view to people, and you got away from it. So I hope they handle that a little bit better, especially with a summer that's full of potential. I hope Tony's really got his ducks in a row. He's, doing his booking in the right direction, and he's got a plan, because if he can keep his shit together, yeah, this could be big for AEW. And if he comes out of the Wembley, heading towards All Out, whether it's the following week or he pushes it back a month, heading towards All Out, he might have a whole lot of momentum. And then if he does a banger at All Out, folks, it could be really good times for AEW, and that's what we want. We want a quality alternative. I think a lot of the complaining and frustration towards AEW since 2023, heavy in 2023, was just we didn't understand the booking. We didn't get it. It's the same reason why we're pissed off at Vince McMahon, right? Like, we're really trying to avoid that tribalism. And just being like, well, I like this, so everything else over there sucks, and they do everything wrong. No, I think both sides have taken turns really fucking up this war, or this little battle, or this competition between the two, where there's been a lot of opportunity to kind of make big steps, and we've seen both companies kind of step on their own toes. So it's early. I know a lot of people said that, AEW might not make 6, 7, 8 years, but we'll see. We'll see. We're heading towards some milestones here, and this could be really big times. Now, with all of that long-winded answer being said, I got Wesley, your North American champion, being interrupted by Drew Gulak and young William Regal. Bottom line, Ruby, Soraya, Storm are not that good. No, it's Damage Control. It's awful. It's very similar to Damage Control with less wrestling. So they've taken less L's because they generally don't wrestle very much. Like, you have this big rivalry going on with Ruby and the Outcasts, as they're calling themselves now. And somehow Rio ends up in a match with Hayter. How? Didn't Rio help Hayter? Like, how did that make sense? Like, it's not like Cody Rhodes helped Sammy and then Sammy and Cody had a match. Like, it. Ugh. Anyway, it's been real garbage. Valkyria versus Cora Jade. The winner should face Indy Hartwell for the end. Yeah, and I think Cora's going to go over. I think they're high on Cora. We saw Cora get the pin at War Games. I don't like her. I'm so bad, girl. I don't know you on a personal level, lady, but I struggle. Could Von Wagner join the Viking experience? Right? Make them like their big goon. But here comes Ilya. Nails on a chalkboard. Yeah, that bad. That bad, JV, at times. But then what happens to Boa? Hua? Who? Yeah, exactly. That roundhouse did not connect. No, I don't think they were selling a connection. So yeah, it didn't land. And I hope they weren't trying to convince us that it did. Von Wagner got that Cro-Magnon brow. He really does. He really does. Certain angles, he looks like what do you call it? The Great Khali from certain angles. He really does. With that jawline, he could play the Great Khali in the biopic. Ilya Dragunov for the win. I'm going Dragunov as well, guys. And I mean, that'll be interesting because keep in mind, if Von Wagner loses, he no longer has a manager. So I don't know if that's a bad or good thing at this point, but big boot right out of the gate. Vaughn not wasting any time. Got Ilya. NXT Battleground on May 28th. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. If Stand and Deliver, Dale, really gave me hope, really gave me excitement. Like I said, for me, and anybody else can chime in if they felt like other ones did, but Stand and Deliver this year felt the closest to an NXT takeover in a long, long time for me. I thought they banged out a fucking stellar pay-per-view. So I'm really looking forward to see what we can do with Battleground. I'm looking forward to Athena versus Ashley for Ring of Honor World Championship. Claudio versus Metalik. Well, tune in, Damien. We'll be here talking about it, but yeah, I'm not exactly, ecstatic. We'll see how it goes. It should be all right. Cesaro and Metalik can surprise. We'll see what happens with Athena. I mean, the jury's out on Athena, but she's got a bit of a run going here in Ring of Honor. I'll tell you one thing: keep the UK pay-per-view to a minimum of 6 to 7 matches, 8 pushing it. I think so, but that's not going to be the case. We're getting 15 solid, buddy. He's going to be like, listen, we're in the UK. The Americans are, we can make them watch all day. We can go from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah, no, I feel like if it's going to be this, he's going to overbook it. I think it's one of those things when you're inexperienced, often you overcompensate. And I think that's what Tony does sometimes is he overcompensates. And that lack of experience shows a little. If he can keep it into a decent amount, like you said, 6, 7, I think 6 is a bit low for what we're getting. But 8 would be a nice solid night, plus maybe a couple pre-show matches. But yeah, don't overdo it. Don't start wandering into 12, 13, 14, 15 like you have in the past. Wow, Ilya's got Vaughn up and down in the suplex. Wow. I'm looking forward to Double or Nothing versus NXT Battleground. That's going to be fun. Double or Nothing's going to be interesting.
Shucky ducky, quack quack, and don't you put that evil on me of like a 17-hour fucking show at Wembley just because we're in the US.
You know he's going to overcome.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
He's going to fill it like a donut, buddy.
Pause the hell on that comment.
Is Double or Nothing kind of feel like it's getting we got a good amount of time, so we'll see how April, May ramps up for
amateur.
I feel like we haven't talked, like there's not a whole lot of buzz for Double or Nothing yet.
Well, it's still got its wait and see moment. It's still got some build that needs to happen, everything like that.
Oh my God.
Oh, big ass elbow. And Robert Stone out here in the mintiest of mint green suits, I feel.
Right.
This man looking like a straight up fucking pack of spearmint gum.
Spearmint gum, 100%, bro.
One,
wow.
2, 3.
This man.
After the big ass European uppercut. And then Robert Stone, who I will not lie, looks a little bit like, shout out the homies from DWO. He looks like a little bit like Mr. Magnificent. A little bit. Like if he had a ponytail. But yeah, so Robert Stone has been sent a packing. You can go to your locker now, sir, and collect your belongings. Otherwise, they will be waiting for you in a box in the parking lot.
Didn't Cesaro give up the title? No, not to my knowledge. Right, Nick?
I wish. Oh, how I wish.
Now, apparently, Eddie had to get pulled from a couple shows because he's injured. A couple indie shows. So luck is not on his side.
I don't even. This man's having a stroke over there.
Oh, Nick's favorite wrestler on the
way. Oh, yeah, it's the Dijaginator. Yeah, you're going to do it.
Dijag.
We're going to get the Dragon versus the Dijak. Yeah, we're going to do. Oh,
yo, these guys are going to fucking tear it down.
Sunglasses. Yeah.
Nick, these two are going to tear it down. I hate the gimmick. I hate the Dijakinator shit, though you make it quite entertaining. This is going to be a match. Take my money. This is flat, straight up dollars.
Dominic Dijakovic versus Ilya Dragunov is a shut up and take my money match.
Hondo P.
Unfortunately, we get it under the circumstances of Ilya versus the Dijakinator. Yeah, you're going to do it. Give it to me. Give me the victory.
Mechanized?
I wasn't supposed to debut for a couple weeks. And he's out here with discount Seth Rogen.
Mechanized mayhem.
Bro, you about to get your ass handed to you by Joe Coffey.
Why
does he looks like if Tucky and Otis had a child a little bit. Well, especially with the whole like mechanized and all that. He's heavy machinery, but he's not fully heavy machinery, so he's just mechanized.
He's mechanized, he's not fully
He's mechanized, weaponized, and he's about to get jobberized.
Dude, NXT's starting to stack up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're starting to get a fucking slew of talent. I went away for a month and they went shopping. Like Gallus
is back took the everything from NXT UK and said, I'll have that, and I'll have two of that.
This is shaping up nicely though. Like, and you think of some of the talent they're not even quite using yet. And what happened to Indus?
No, they're literally. This is probably the first week that they haven't been on TV. That's the thing.
Okay.
They are consistently, I think they were on last week, and we were both saying of how they should be on the main roster competing for a tag title match.
Yeah, put them up there. They are,
and they work with having Jinder as, especially in NXT, as a guy who can kind of go in NXT and still has a bit of weight behind him. All of it, obviously, with his name, but even then, still as just a mouthpiece, what have you. When the smallest person in your faction is Veer, you're standing amongst giants.
Yeah, like I mean, and they're mobile, they're agile, they cut good promos, they're imposing. I'm all about it. But yeah, no, just
I was gonna say, is this a fucking Nike commercial? They're mobile, agile. They can make you jump higher, run faster.
Yeah, no, thinking about it, like watching this show, thinking you have guys like, I mean, I don't love Axiom's gimmick. Talented kid though. Carmelo's on fire.
Don't let
Braun's
Piffcliff
still
hear
in the
you say
mix.
that.
What's that?
I said, don't let Piffcliff hear you say that about you. Don't like
Piff's an
Axiom.
Axiom guy.
You'll break his heart. You'll break his achy, breaky
Aw.
heart.
Shout out Cliff, but
All right, shout out the homie.
you know,
Miss you on NXT. We need you out here marking for Axiom and everything.
Well, like, I mean, it's crazy. I'm actually pleasantly optimistic about some of what NXT has
you
going
quit
on right now.
and then shit got better.
Yeah. I had to go away.
Tell me how that happens.
Right? I came back and I was like, oh shit. They got some peeps. I don't even know who this mechanism guy is, but hey, here we go.
Neither do I. I was literally trying to pull the audience, and no one so far has let me know.
What time is Battleground? I'm going to head to with AEW. What time is Battleground going? Oh, is it
Battleground
going
Championship Wrestling? I think that's
the same weekend, but it's going before it.
I'm not even fully sure what we're on about, but
sure. Battleground and NXT Battleground is on the
same I was thinking this tells you
nothing.
how much wrestling that we cover, folks. If I was thinking of
Battleground wrestling.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what time it starts, man.
Yeah, it was like last I knew, Damien was telling me about some show in July and everything. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we're planning that far out? Like, okay, but like, no, because Battleground, the NXT pay-per-view is a stone's throw away in, I think it's Lowell, Massachusetts.
I like this comment. That's what their gimmick should be: is Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill. Juice Jonah Hill.
People don't forget,
right? Funny. TK's mindset after accusations.
Actually, well, first, by the way, if we're talking about anybody, then Nos Malone has to play Danny McBride.
Danny McBride, perfect, actually. He's like an unfunny Danny McBride.
Yeah.
2 days for WrestleMania. Well, do the 2 nights and one with a solid 24 match card. But TK, no buts it. Did I read that wrong, or was that just, I'm not sure.
No, JB's elevated to the point he's sending his messages in Morse code, and we don't recognize it. I feel like
I read it in Morse code. I felt
right.
I felt
TK ... set after snowplow ... those guys in WWE ... yeah, no.
Niner.
Did I hear a niner in there? But yeah, no, it's the show in Wembley is AEW's closest equivalent to their first ever WrestleMania.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, they would argue.
And again, that's why I like that they're going under the All-In moniker. The only other time they've used that was the start of the company.
I think they're going to sell more than the haters anticipate, and not as much as the diehards are hoping for.
Touche.
I think we're going to get somewhere in the middle. They're going to overachieve, but still not enough where you'll still have the haters kind of throwing out the heat of like, well, there were still 20,000 seats empty. But listen, if they can put enough asses and seats in that building, and again, to me, it's going to come down to the card. Can they make the building go insane? Like that was what we remember from that Brett British Bulldog match was the fucking crowd. That Legion of Doom entrance that night, like it was the crowd. If they can get the crowd that lit, woo.
But that's the thing is, I've always been a fan of the open air stadium shows. Even when WrestleMania did it, especially when they were in Orlando. Like 33 is one of my favorite WrestleManias. Not even exactly for a specific match, anything. It's just the stage, the presentation, the environment of it just felt huge.
Yeah. Now it will be interesting because Tony's gonna have to pull out all the stops to like. It can't look, like a Dynamite. You know what I mean? Like just a Dynamite with like British flags on the digital screen. Like it's got to. We're hoping for something pretty fucking stellar. Again, if it's going to be as grandiose as a WrestleMania type thing, yeah.
Right. Well, we do also right now have Tank Ledger versus Joe Coffey going on in the ring right now.
Ledger.
And it says something
that really his name?
That Joe Coffey looks like the smaller human being.
Tank Abbott's kid?
No, he's one of those guys that I remember hearing about him like being in like the
An
performance
NLI?
or one of those NIL like deals and everything because he's a former Northwestern football player, all that.
Okay.
Like that's
He
why
looks
he's
like
like,
Joe
I wasn't
Gacy's
exposed
brother.
to debut for like a week or so.
Why didn't they put him in fucking Schism?
No, because then they just make him Hugh Morris. What? Your name is Hugh Morris?
Morris?
What? That's funny. What? That's humorous.
one
What?
of the best one of the best bits ever.
But tell me he doesn't look, now that I
He
say
does,
that,
he
he
does. You
doesn't
nailed it.
look a little bit like Bill DeMott.
Yeah, give him some question marks on those pants. We're good to go.
Oh, he's got the Samoan like
Yeah.
scale thing going on it instead of question marks. But your name is Tank Ledger. What?
Oh,
Are
by
you
the
a
way, get
tank?
your predictions
What?
in, guys.
Are you write it in your ledger? What?
What? Tank?
What?
Laughter cures all. True story. My ribs hurt from one. There you go. There you go. I'm on my tablet.
Fair enough.
I like this way answer. I can use smoke signals instead of Morse code.
Right. I was gonna say, I think we do that from time to time. If you point ahead, look smart, you tend to notice, the vitamins.
KJ and Nick, there's a new wrestlers.
These new wrestlers, the HBK sign, are from WWE NIL.
True story.
They're through the Performance Center, but that's interesting that now they can have NIL deals with, like, say if it's a Division I defensive end or whatever, and he might go in the 6th round. WWE can sit there and say, hey, I'll throw you a good amount of money and you can come here and train and we'll do all of this and we'll build you up. Like,
he's not beating Coffee though. Let's be clear.
But is it not saying something though that Joe Coffey's the smaller person in the match here?
True story. This guy is a killer B 2.0. Coffee, man, this guy is going to be champ sooner than later. So maybe we will see Carmelo Hayes on the main roster quick time because Coffee's not sticking around here long. This guy is ready.
I'm still waiting for we get, say, a Joe Coffey versus Gunther match, or we get a Ilya versus Joe Coffey versus Gunther. Like, that's the thing is, I like that, or at least SmackDown has used the Intercontinental Championship, and they've done what Tony Khan wanted to do with the All Atlantic, what they should have done with the Intercontinental Championship, and made it, hey, guess what? Intercontinental. To where it's mostly the top European guys are competing for it. And it's built up Gunther huge.
Yeah. Well, Tank struggling to get up here. I guess those are tank tracks on his pants.
Tire marks. Man got ran over like he just got done did by Joe Coffey with that clothesline.
Yeah, no.
You're getting squashed when you lose a match on a clothesline and it's not JBL.
Joe Coffey with the win. I'm a big Coffey fan. Obviously.
That's why he's here every night, because he's a big Coffey fan.
5-0 Dale on fire tonight. Joe Coffey versus Joe Gacy.
In a battle of the Joes.
Cup of Joes? Cup of Joes.
Cup of Joe. Cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, dig it.
Yeah. All right, the Joe versus Joe match.
Right.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
Cup of coffee. But you see, the cream always rises to the top.
Shit.
Yeah.
Schism. Oh, no, Dyad. Sorry. I forgot they had two names.
Well, no, we had the Creed brothers come out, and then now, we've got.
Yeah, but the Creed brothers are a man short. Are we going to get Roddy?
I don't know, but we've got complete and total chaos going out right now. So this is what we're going to get. We're going to set up a fatal four-way for the tag titles. That's what we're going to have here.
Oh, we just clipped.
And we just go right to commercial. It's fine. Nothing to see here. No one stopped this.
Listen, all you had to do was cut out a couple of those bullshit skits, like this one probably.
Hey, how you doing, Roxanne Perez? How you doing? From Tony and Half Stacks here. How you doing?
She's adorable.
You said
She is. She's like
Yeah,
a
because
little
she's like barely 20.
yeah, like she's like just so adorable. I didn't mean that in any
You're
gratuitous
like a
way.
teddy bear
It's
of a
just like
professional wrestler.
right, like shit. It's funny as hell. She looks like uber young. She was a former
Well,
champ.
and Zoe Starks fucking towers over her.
Yeah,
Good googly moogly. I've never seen this to where like Zoe Starks is like on par with half stacks for fucking height and everything.
right. Put Zoe Starks
But
with
I
Alexa
think that's
Lopez.
a bit of what makes Roxanne Perez work is that she like the fucking killer bunny of she just
Right?
literally
Yeah,
looks all of 5 foot nothing and
right.
then turns around and whoops some ass.
There you go. Oh,
How you doing?
oh, we got
Oh!
another mugging. Oh, the guy got out of the trunk. What the fuck? You guys are terrible at your jobs. You had one job.
Have you
Bridget
not
Headley
watched
got
a single episode of The Sopranos?
Not one limp amongst them.
Yeah,
All right,
not a selling of the beatdown before or anything.
Oh, they're cutting up their property, slicing
I
up the
thought they were
jacket.
literally because they're using orange box cutters. I thought they were just rubbing carrots on them. I was like, what the fuck is
He
this?
fucked up his bunny thing, eh?
Right, I was like, hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way. Oh, so it's Duke
Oh, it's
Hudson.
Duke. I missed that, guys. When did they announce that?
Well, I feel like that might probably be like the JBL like Longhorns on the top on the front of the
Right.
limo. Like everybody's like, no shit, dumbass. And we're like,
why does Zoe get a title shot? She lost to Tiffany Stratton. Nick?
because she's that damn good. I don't know. Because
Tiffany's
they
busy.
thought they were going to move her up to the main roster, and she hasn't yet. I feel like well, no, she's had the strap. I was going to say, I feel like they almost feel like they need to throw the strap on her, just then they can turn around and take it off. And cool, you had that. So
Do you have the strap?
Yeah, I feel like she did before she got hurt. Remember, because she had to vacate it when she got hurt the first time. Yeah, Zoe.
Oh man,
she's held it at least once. So fact checkers can correct me on that, but I feel like she's at least held it at least once.
I think that might be accurate. That's goes to show. That's a backstage moment. There you go. Pretty deadly mugs. So everybody's brawling. The whole tag team division's mad at each other, Nick.
Oh, but if they make it carry over, and this might be a knock on what AW does of they'll get you invested in something and then not touch on it the next week. If NXT follows through on this and then it's next week, and granted, it reminds me a bit of when Russo and Bischoff were in charge of WCW, to where at times you would literally have the entire locker room brawling.
Yeah.
And they'd have a match and they'd cut backstage and the entire locker room still brawling and stuff like that. It feels a little bit along that line, but if they still follow through with it of now we're going to have a tournament or a fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way, whatever the fuck, for the tag belts and follow through on everybody losing their mind, I can dig it. Versus AW tends to, they'll build something and they'll forget about it.
War games.
Well, when's the last time we saw Parker Boudreaux?
Is he not part of the moguls?
Yeah, but when's the last time that we saw the tattoo guys on TV?
Oh, I don't know.
Exactly.
And I don't even know if they'll be there this week. I hope not. I'm really looking forward to that Swerve Derby match. And if fucking squishy Brock Lesnar and blown up Tom McDonald fuck this matchup, I'm going to be disappointed.
Fair enough.
No, dude. Just let him wrestle. I think it's going to be a barn burner, bro.
Well, no, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that AW will build that up and then never follow through with it.
Well, you look at Hobbs and Wardlow and
you're getting Hobbs versus Silas Young coming up tomorrow.
That should be a banger. Weird match, random booking, but
I miss Silas Young. I liked him a ton on Ring of Honor. I'm surprised nobody really snatched him up. Like, especially somebody like Impact or something. I feel like he would fit in perfectly there.
I feel like he was an Impact for a cup of tea. At some point.
Cup of tea, cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, dig it. But no, you put him in like James Storm, who never got his time in WWE that I thought he should have. But you put those two together, Christ, you throw in Bobby Roode and you go back to beer money, all of that. Perfect.
Yeah, but I feel like Storm can't move anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. Last couple times I saw Storm, he can't go. He can't go.
I will.
But I would like. I mean,
I hesitated for half a second because my mind heard you say Storm, and then I thought Bobby Roode, and I was like, "Well, wait, when have
I
you
want
seen
Bobby Roode to come back. I need a
Right.
little bit of glorious.
That's what we are, glorious.
Glorious.
Now I will subscribe. I will. 2 dimes just went to 2 nickels. Fair enough.
Okay.
He dropped 2 nickels in his pants.
I want to see Zoe Stark in the main roster. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a commercial for
Friday Night SmackDown.
And Riddle's featured pretty heavily.
Well, and that's what we're also getting the return of Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes, about time we found Shinsuke. Vince booking.
And as I said, though, next week we're getting the Creed Brothers versus Gallus versus the Dyad for
Wesley
the
versus Charles
NXT Tag Team Championships.
That's not bad.
Charlie Dempsey, hey, Rigo, we want to keep you around, right? So we'll have your kid face for a championship, right? So you want to stay here.
But you know what? It's shaping up to be a hell of a card after tonight. I mean, that match with Ilya, short, sweet, but good. We'll see what we get here with this, but Duke Hudson, I don't know how he worked his way into this whole situation.
But still, even tonight, though, tonight's been a good night. Match-wise, from top to bottom, there has not been a bad match.
No.
And now we're about to get Grayson Waller versus Duke Hudson versus Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough. And here's where they're going to do the stupid glitch thing with Dragon Lee's entrance that makes me always think my shit's freezing up. Yep, see. But so, folks, give us your predictions if you haven't done so already. Who are you taking? If you're taking Dragon Lee, if you're taking JD, if you're taking Grayson Waller or Duke Hudson, who you think is going to be the next number 1 contender for Braun Breaker?
That might be the new number 1 contender for trippiest fucking interest in wrestling.
No, it's the one that everybody breaks their goddamn monitor to because they think that it's frozen and it's not. Like, I remember it was Stand and Deliver. We were here for WrestleMania weekend, and you literally had to point out to me, like, don't like refresh your stuff. Like, it's not you, it's them.
I kind of so we get this 4-way coming up. I kind of feel like JD McDonough might steal it.
That's what I've halfway thought, because him versus Carmelo would still be a banger.
Yeah.
I don't know if him and Ilya is done, but
true.
You do Grayson versus Carmelo?
Grayson versus Carmelo should rock and roll as well. So yeah, I wouldn't rule that out.
Duke is significantly the tallest human being in this match, but do you do Duke versus Carmelo?
Heavyweight in this match. What's that?
I was going to say, do you do Duke versus Carmelo? Not quite. I think there's only 2 matches you make out of this, and those are JD versus Carmelo or Dragon Lee versus Carmelo. But if Dragon Lee wins, which, by the way, he did do the promo mask and the in-ring mask that I always brag on Axiom about.
It's a thing. Oh, shotgun!
Hey, we had the double cross body spot, and now we've got the double super or double drop kick spot.
Waller could be a good pessimist for a fresh turned babyface Carmelo. If you want to cement Carmelo as a babyface, Waller helps you get there real quick.
But does he not get buried a bit more? But also next week we're getting Roxanne Perez versus Zoe Starks. But does it not bury him a bit more because he already lost to Gargano at Stand and Deliver? He's already had his big, huge heel run, and he was going anti-authority. He was going at Shawn Michaels and everything like that. And then still took an L.
Fair enough.
I think there's 2 matches you can make here, and JD's the only one that could go into facing Carmelo and still take an L and be fine. If Dragon Lee takes an L versus Carmelo, I think it drops him a peg, a significant peg.
Yeah, I just think I partly wonder if they're confident enough in Waller to just, if he does take an L, whoever, they choose to send him after next, he just kind of does his thing and kind of gets himself back in that groove. I don't know. That's an interesting position with this one right now. I'm kind of leaning towards JD.
Fair enough. I almost want to agree with you on that. I guess so. We'll just, as a team, pick JD. Because I feel like Waller's almost a bit reaching that point of
JD.
Granted, he never had the NXT championship or anything, but he's reaching that point a bit like Braun of like, what else can you do down here?
Right. I'm gonna say it. Duke looks out of place.
Dale's gotten Waller for the win. Jake, what up?
Taking the Wally. Okay.
Right. Whatever 9 Ruples is. What?
All right, Larry.
Yeah, you do you, boo boo.
What's up?
I prefer Dragon Lee win. Yeah, but does Dragon Lee then not have to win the championship? And then do you have him lose that quick to
I think if they tear it down, I think Dragon Lee is, I mean, anyone can overcome a loss, even an early loss. It's all in what you do. If he got squashed, I'd be concerned, but Cutter!
Stunner, actually. 1, 2. Yes, after we actually had the moonsault into the I don't want to say it's the 1916, but the reverse DDT. But yeah, we had a stunner from Waller, and then everybody's down after they break up the count and we go into commercial break.
I don't think you should be going to commercial break with 5 minutes left. I really don't.
But this is how you just get that little run over time. But that's the thing is, doing it at this point to me doesn't not feel too late to where people would be like, all right, so that's it. So I'm sure when I come back, it'll only be, a minute or so because it's got to end at 10 o'clock, right? If you're a casual viewer.
Right. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I think if you could hold off and get that, give them 10 minutes at the end, I think that's fine. Like, don't be like, I think it's reasonable.
But does it give you adrenaline in my soul?
Right.
Something. I'm Cody Rhodes.
I'm Cody Rhodes. A little twist.
Well, this man's saying he's Cody Rhodes.
What's up, Cody? Cody was here last night.
Will the real Cody please stand up and put one of those neck tattoos?
There it is.
But so how are you feeling so far as a newcomer,
back to new returner?
Took a
pause. I like the show.
NXT.
I really enjoyed the show. I'm not going to lie. I've really enjoyed this tonight. I think the in-ring work has been outstanding. Every point I take off of this episode will be based on making me sit through horrible skits, the community theater skits. Waiting for Leahy and Randy to come walking out.
Why are you dressed like Nos Malone? And why do you look like a goddamn Bumblebee?
Why do you look like a waitress?
Well, right. What comes around is all around, Ricky.
Right. Get 2 birds stoned at once.
Facts. I think you can say that from experience.
Right.
Why?
Greasy Leaf win. I like it. Go, Leafs, go.
Fucking greasy bastard, you.
Right. Well, folks, we are in what I assume will be the last commercial break of the evening. I will remind you to like, subscribe, join the channel, be a part of the family. We're here all week long for all the shows, and we don't miss a beat, folks. We'll be back tomorrow for Dynamite. Thursday, we got a couple shows. Friday, we got a couple shows. And Saturday and Sunday, we do not stop. The action keeps going, and as do we. We're back into this awesome main event. If you haven't made a prediction yet, please get it in. And, yeah, keep the chat going. We're not done yet.
Absolutely. Still just barely over a year old.
Rana.
Let's see if we can still get over 2K subscribers by the time we reach WrestleMania Backlash. We'll just blow everybody's mind here. Already the fastest growing wrestling YouTube. Nobody does it like we do. But yes. Dragon Lee right now is standing tall.
Big drop kick.
Into the corner on Waller. As we're getting a Dragon Lee chant. Okay.
Yeah. As he eats a pole, though. That's not good for anybody.
Pause. What you do in the privacy of your own home is between you.
Shit happens, man.
Do something strange for a little piece of change.
Waller, huge elbow. I think
is his elbow not shit though?
Yeah, it was shit. It's like
he looks like he's going up for a fucking like a slam dunk contest of like he looks like he's going for that and then goes and hits an elbow.
He's trying to do the between the legs thing and make it cool, but he ends up making the elbow look. It ends up looking like a loose noodle lariat on the ground.
The flop bottom.
Oh,
Duke Hudson hulking up like the Ultimate Warrior.
Throwing bombs. You would think he's a giant. He's probably 6'2".
Well, but now I'm gonna have to look this up. But yeah, no, he's significantly the tallest person in this match.
But he looks like a man.
He's gonna be like 6'4" or something.
You know what I mean? Though he looks 35 compared to 22-year-olds, kind of thing.
What you got about 35-year-olds?
But you know what I mean? Like that's what it like.
I know.
He looks like he grown. The other
grown ass man whooping my ass. No, he's 6'5", dude.
Is he 6'5"? Shit.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a grown ass man.
Yeah, he's a big dude
right now.
It really stood out tonight. What McDonough can't be but 5'10".
You're about to make me just check everybody's height.
Right, we're just gonna do height and weight for every wrestler on the roster.
Right. Well, which by the way, he is 33, but
okay.
So you weren't too far.
He's a little bit of a mature gentleman then. Oh, big elbow. Give us a bit of Dusty.
JD is 5'10".
There you go.
And also 33.
Also 33. Go figure. He looks 10 years younger. Thea Hale. I want to know what she's on that keeps her that jazzed that long.
I don't know. That's that TK special.
She's fucking vibrating like she got a hot top. Never mind. Anyway.
I heard you.
Buzzing.
I heard you.
Buzzing. She like
whatever she's on, I'll take two of.
Wired.
Like I said, whatever she's on, I'll take 2 of, and I think Tony Khan's taking 100 of.
I think if you wanted to personify Tony Khan's brain, it's Thea Hale.
Just, oh, big electric chair drop from Duke onto Dragon Lee, and now going for it on JD. Oh, Poison Runner.
Oh shit. That's hard to do when you're little. Like to get that momentum around on such a bigger dude. Like, see how spiked he did? Oh,
well, that's the thing, is to not like plant the dude on their goddamn head.
That felt planted. That was solid.
Mm-hmm.
And JD, underrated, maybe
a guy who should be on the main roster. You put me.
Oh,
you give me JD McDonough versus Butch, even not Pete Dunne, Butch, or Ridge Holland on SmackDown. Shut up and take my money. I'm fine with that.
Dragon Lee out of the air, stopping the 2 count. Thought JD had it there on the ripcord suplex.
Fight of the night: Shen versus Maroon. So,
okay. I'm gonna check
you
that
can
out.
Have that. Not even what I'm at.
That's
you translate that from Canadian to English for me, please.
You want me to translate what particularly?
As in, who is Shen and who is Maroon?
That would be 2 hockey players. It's a Leaf defenseman and is Maroon. I don't even know what fucking team Maroon's on right now. Is he on Florida? He's moved a lot. He's been on a lot of teams.
There we go.
Who are they playing tonight? But yeah, no, that's 2 big beefy boys throwing knuckles.
There you go. Thank you very much. 2 big beefy boys slapping meat. Pause.
Right. That's mitts down, gloves off. Let's go.
All right.
It's a big 10-4.
I'm always a fan for the goalie fights. As Dragon Lee at House of Fire right now. Dive on the outside.
Dragon Lee on fire. He took a sip of Hale.
He's got that Thea Hale going on. He's got
that Thea Hale in him. Oh,
two count on the V trigger as well.
Oh my god, I hesitated to call it the V trigger. I thought you'd call it.
I feel like at this point you had to call any like running high knee a V trigger.
That's a big win for the Leafs.
He's on Tampa.
There you go. But that's a big win for the Leafs because we're going into the first round of the playoffs, and we all know how stellar the Maple Leafs have been in the last couple decades of playoffs. So, Woo!
Yeah,
But
see, I'm terrible when it comes to hockey. If I don't have favorite teams, I have favorite players like Ovi.
I might
Big
force
fan of
you.
the Bogosian brothers or the
You're gonna.
Bogosians
I might
because
force
they
you to come on
came
like
from the
Stanley Cup
what?
night. Like if the Stanley Cup goes to Game 7, we'll be here. Make you,
That's fine. I brought you through a Super Bowl, so
yeah, right.
you can have that.
Have you at home taking notes?
All right, I'll be like, fight.
Hey, listen, the Stanley Cup. I hate to say this, but the favorites for that cup are your well, maybe not your Boston Bruins, but
no, not my buy.
the Boston Bruins because set a record, man. They fucking tore the league up this year.
There you go. But yeah, no, I think I've watched enough college hockey. I
There
grew
you
up in a college hockey area.
You grew up in cold areas. You know what a hockey puck is.
Yeah, I can
Oh!
pass my way through a Stanley Cup. So now what you're saying is we're going to be here for the Stanley Cup Finals.
Waller steals it.
2, 3. Wow. Dragon Lee
Waller.
had it wrapped up and Waller steals it.
Man, I pitch Waller and then I fucking go with JD and it ends up being Waller. I was right on the pitch.
I was gonna say you pitched the best idea, and you're like, "Well, they won't do that, right?" And then they're like,
"I thought you were onto something. I thought you kind of had a you know what? Waller did get buried by fucking Johnny, but this is the reward: is put him in a title match, even if he doesn't.
Don't ever listen to me.
As long as he shines, I think it's gonna be good. But Dragon Lee takes out Duke. What a
Dragon Lee
that was a good main event
match, and he got nothing but, a rub from this of he had it signed, sealed, and delivered. So it shows he's at that level. He's at that caliber. He's just there. He's just a hair away.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Waller just use the stunner as his goddamn finisher? Because he hits it just as well as fucking KO does. And Christ, if he's going to sit there and do a shoey, he's going to do a shoey. Stone Cold. Christ, he sat there and went against fucking Sean. Maybe the Aussie Stone Cold.
Oh, spring break, and we're going to get. Look, this is genius. With technology, we can have that instant poster shot.
Oh, absolutely.
This is going to be a banger,
folks. You've already seen our thumbnail for spring break.
Yeah, there you go. That's what when you're looking for this show, it's going to look very similar to that.
Chewy versus NXT Championship.
Oh, dude, I'm getting the flip-flop.
Hey, should we make a bet to where we bet on this match and whoever loses? But I feel like we'll both take the same person. I was going to say whoever loses has to do a shoey on stream.
I'd do a shoey. I got some shoey.
Right, but so then you'd have to take Waller because I'm taking fucking Carmelo.
What if Waller upsets?
Fine, you can have that. So, folks, tune in to Spring Record while KJ does the
shoey
on stream.
I feel like
it's backslid into a fucking argument he didn't want.
I almost feel like, okay, I'll make that bet, but if I pull it off, you have to fucking do a booty, not a shoey.
Oh,
we gotta fucking put some fucking.
I was gonna say, if you're fine with me doing all the Steve Weisses of this mustache, which is, I look like Pat McAfee out there. Just
we get a beard. Out. We get a good beard soak.
Oh, and so shit, we are right now getting on USA. We're getting the Page movie because we got WWE Studios and everything. But folks, that was NXT.
I'm off.
Yeah. So give us your ratings for NXT, like we do at the end of every show. I think it was a really good episode of NXT.
It was a great episode.
It's NXT's picking up momentum. It's picking up steam.
I think it's kind of like what you said. What I like is the stuff that sucks on it sucks in such a way that I don't revile it. It's just kind of comical. Like you're like, this is ridiculous. All right, back to the good match. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it's serious. I'm just kind of like, oh, fuck it. But like, Ilya's match was good, proved a point, big win for Ilya. The main event was excellent. Coffee, what they're doing with the tag team division right now, the entire tag team division brawl tonight. That was kind of cool. I'm interested.
That again, that remind me of old like WCW to where like the entire roster was brawling throughout the entire arena.
Right. Just chaos. But then they just go to a backstage segment and you're like, what?
Right. We'll just play Edward 40 Hands. Oh, good Lord. Edward Vitamin Hands. Jay McDonough is just wow, so smooth and crisp. This guy's out of control. Everyone in that match, though, was 10 on 10. That's the thing, is everything in ring, like you said, was great.
Great.
And 100% of as much as you can bag on the 2.0 era, they've fully passed that at this point. In
Right.
ring, there was not a bad match, not a bad moment, I feel. Backstage is a different story.
Yeah, I mean, I think
That's where you get the Klingon from 2.0.
yeah, you gotta knock points off for some of the. It's just so spoofy, and like as the producers of the show, you must watch it back and think, shit. Like, I mean, come on, Sean's a vet. Sean was,
Right, but
outstanding,
which screen is Sean watching? Is he watching the in-ring one or is he watching the backstage thing?
right? So you got a point. I just mean like that makeshift, high school play locker room, and then all these little fucking horrible community theater fucking skits that happen at these lockers. I just wish they would stop doing it. Other than that, it's pretty good.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we've got 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Damon give it a 8.5.
Wow.
JV, I guess, taking a dig at even at his own self of saying the match of the night is JV versus the English language.
I feel like I had a
Don't
bit of a scrap
worry.
with English tonight.
I was going to say, me and the English language throw hands every night, and
Right.
sometimes I get the better of it. Sometimes it's a first round KO.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship.
Which of Sean's eyes is watching NXT? Like I said, he might be
Right.
watching the commercial while the fucking backstage shit's going on.
Yeah,
Chris says 7 out of 10. That's probably because no Bailey. But don't worry, she was on Monday Night Raw. But so, what is your rating, sir? Your official, like a referee whistle rating.
I think I'll go 7. I think the match is carried. I got what I expected. I'll knock 1 point off every time I had to see something that was really campy and stupid, which is 3 seems reasonable. So I'll give it a 7. I mean, I think that's polite. It was
Fair
a good
enough.
show. Good cadence, good show.
There you go. I will, as everyone's instantly trying to remind you of things of like, oh, yeah, I don't know if Chris is saying he knocked it down a point because of Cora Jade, or he's trying to remind you of Cora
That was
Jade,
one of the
or
3 things that cost them a mark.
Oh, I was going to say one or the other. The mom of Saraya in this movie is Lena Headey, aka Cersei Lannister. Fair enough. Well,
Cersei.
and also the dad is what's his name from Hot Fuzz there.
Yeah, right.
The fatal 4-way match was match of the night.
Yep.
Touche. Very true.
Yeah.
John saying 6 out of 10. Excalibur saying 7 out of 5. Chris saying, "Oh, I love Cora Jade." So he was just trying to rub it in on me. I'm just remember Cora Jade. Remember the things you don't like, KJ.
Yeah, no, lost a point for her. Sorry, guys.
But I will agree with Excalibur here of 7.5. Of I guess I'm a bit more of the NXT regular at this point. Of I don't want to say I appreciate the campiness and the backstage promos, and it could just be literally because my technology decided to heel turn on me and I missed that part.
Right.
But the in-ring action from top to bottom, whether it was Solrook and Tiffany Stratton going at it, or if it was the women's tag titles, or if it was the Fatal 4-Way, it was top to bottom good in-ring action, and honestly, really good in-ring action.
Yeah.
The stuff beyond that
even Tiffany
wasn't enough to me that it really hindered the show. I get that it wasn't good, but it didn't fully tear away from the show.
Well, who was it? Was it Tiffany and Solruka?
Yes.
That match overachieved in my books. Like, that was a good match. That
Oh,
was
it was
a
a
hell
great
of a ladies match.
That's the thing. It very much showed off that the athleticism that they have in the NXT women's division. Well, Christ, even the tag division match of we got, just still, even though it might be a bit of us because we sit there and get to joke and have fun about how Noah Malone's out there looking at like Patrick Swayze from fucking Roadhouse and all of that. But it nothing really took away from the show. Granted, it didn't exactly add, but it didn't take away.
True, right? Like, and I know I joke about Cora, but I know there's a fan base for her, and she's green as hell.
Was a good match.
it wasn't like a fucking stellar match. Like, you're not going to remember that match 6 months from now, but it served a purpose. And I mean, Vaughn opened that match with that big boot to establish I'm a big, hard-hitting dude, and Ilya took him to the woodshed, and that's what Ilya should do. So I think Ilya at some point is coming after that belt, or just bypassing it and going straight up.
Oh,
Go find Gunther.
I'm still give me Gunther versus Ilya.
SummerSlam
on main roster, please, dear God, please. Why?
Right? SummerSlam.
Oh, shut up and take my money.
Yeah,
again.
buddy. Let's fucking go. He doesn't need to be down there fighting people. Send him up.
Right.
Go find Gunther.
Yeah, he doesn't need the NXT championship at this point, I feel. But Damian brings up a good point, and I know we talked a good bit about this to an extent last night, but he says Monday Night Raw was great last night, and NXT was great as well.
Yeah.
So has the old man stink, speaking of Bret Hart with them being in Wembley and everything, has the old man stink left WWE once again?
No, I don't think it's ever going to go away. And I mean, it's just because of the people's rhetoric, right? Like, if we wanted, look, you and I are a testament to tonight. I joke all the time about how I dislike this product, but I joke about it. But when we get on here, when you just enjoy the wrestling for what it is, and you're like, that's fucking shit, and you move on, you're not like, oh my God, can you believe Tiffany Stratton's getting booked? It's a different, just enjoy the show. And I think we are a testament to that tonight, where, like you said, some of the stuff's kind of phooey, but you expect it, so you go with it.
Yeah, you expect the Hong Kong phooey. Well,
two good shows. I would say Monday. I know some people shat on last night, but I thought it was a really good show.
No, I think it was good, and I think at times, and as much as when we take away from stuff like with AEW and everything, it's more just book a good show. That's really all it is. But anyways, but if you put a question mark on that Tank Guy gear, he wasn't here
Morris. Clearly.
I was gonna say you're a day late and $1 short with that, because your name is
great minds on
funny.
That
what? Your name is Hugh Morris. What? Is that humorous? What? Is that funny? What?
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 But that's now we're
You gave it a 7. What? I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a 7. Yeah.
We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. What? What's your final thoughts? What?
Yeah. What? Nick's going to overload now, so we're gonna have to go cool off his battery, let him relax. But with all that being said, folks, what a wonderful Tuesday. What a wonderful NXT tonight. Happy. I'm like Damian said, 2 nights, whether you love or hate it. I mean, at minimum, it was good shows Monday. Good show Tuesday. From good to great is kind of where we're going to land on it. I don't care. But it was enjoyable tonight. We will be back tomorrow. Dynamite, the most interesting night of the week. We'll see what it has. And then we're here all week long, folks. So thank you for being here. If you haven't liked, subscribed, or shared, please do so. Be a part of the family. Share. Go check out all our links below. Even the Discord one works now, I do believe. You can test me out and tell me if I'm lying. But all that being said, thank you so much for being here. Come back tomorrow. And yeah, go check us out on social when we're not here. And Discord.
Absolutely. We're one giant family, and the family keeps rolling and keeps growing. Right. Well, you went that way with it, but yes, 100%. We are one giant family. And we still keep growing. The train keeps moving, but our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you're going to put that full life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow.